hurricane, a tidal wave. Essence perfect, life looks brilliant. Give me more of this. I'm out of control, about to blow, and I've been caught in the undertow. So toxic, but I can't get enough. You bury me, bury me. Yeah, you bury me, bury me. You've got me hypnotized. Push me out of myself. You've got me hypnotized. Whoa. I can sing, I can hear, going crazy for the light. You've got me hypnotized. You've got me hypnotized. Ready to fight, ready to go. That's my final word. Taking chances, a gift that just can't walk. Playing the game, pushing my brain with the candlelight. I catch my breath and let it burn, 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 burn. Burn the pain, burn the lies, burn the fear inside myself, and burn it all again. It's the right time to escape this cage I've been locked in for so long. It's not where I belong. Let it burn, burn, burn into the ground.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the NJPW Puroresu Review Japanese Wrestling Update crossover show for the G1 Preview, featuring myself, Andre C., and the absolutely wonderful, the ever effervescent, our princess. It's Melba. How you doing, Melba?
What an introduction. I got to start wearing a crown now, don't I? Whew. It is hot as balls here.
Oh my God.
You are out in the sun all day, every day. This girl cannot relate. I match the wall behind me.
So just look at this. Look. I'm showing a little skin, but like that's my farmer's tan from working all day.
The scandal, showing
The
a little
scandal.
skin,
The
showing a little
scandal.
ankle. Oh my God.
Oh, my ankles are white.
Oh man, what a week it has been. We have had a roller coaster of temperature here. We had some cooling down on the weekend. We've been heating back up all week. I'm still nursing this injury, but I can move around without
Yay!
pain. I'm still getting numbness, but the nerve will heal eventually. How are you doing, my friend?
Good long days in the hot sun, but I'm in my nice cold basement recording a show with you after my internet was faulty for a couple days, and just
Questionable.
one of my neighbors still doesn't have internet, so I don't know what's going on. So this could all crash down in front of us right in the middle of the show. So be
Oh my
prepared for that,
God.
ladies and gentlemen.
Let's hope not.
Yeah.
Let's hope not. Oh,
But
glorious, glorious chaos.
yeah, we're not here to talk about me and you. We're here to talk about
No.
the absolutely stellar G1 lineup that we have coming to us as
Mhm.
this comes out on Friday on our YouTube channel and Friday night on OLE on JWU. The show starts tomorrow. It starts on Saturday, the 20th, with 10 matches on Saturday, and then 9 more matches on Sunday, because Sunday, Konosuke Takeshita is working a show at DDT instead of working this G1 match, which is match that is happening on this B block match that is happening on the second, that's supposed to happen on the second day, is now happening on day 3 on the A block show. So, yeah.
I don't know who booked that, but I mean, it keeps him busy, keeps him doing his rounds, and he is technically the DDT representative in the G1, isn't he?
He is I think it on his graphic shows both DDT and AEW's logos. So it's probably a thing. DDT said we want him for this match and make it work.
You know what? I mean, I, as someone who has been enjoying DDT as of late, I say bring it. They need it.
Yeah.
They definitely need it. It's going to be a nice change of pace for them. There has been, on the last couple shows, they've been preparing for that Peter Pan kind of thing that's been coming up. So they don't have English subtitles, which
no.
Could you help a sister out, please?
Yeah.
But
I would love English subtitles on all my shows, but we don't get it. Like we have English commentators, it helps, but it's still I'd rather see the
Mhm.
subtitles because
Yeah.
yeah.
They do have some pretty extensive, like, chitter-chatter that happens in there, and then, there's that one guy, I think his name is Antonio Honda. He
Yes.
just randomly cuts promos in the middle of his matches, and it's
Uh,
just and I'm like, the audience is laughing their asses off. I would love to know why. But yeah, let's get into the G1 before we take too much time, because I do have a guest downstairs with the remaining AC, and it's starting to get hot.
all right, let's rock and roll. G1 Climax 34.
Yeah.
We're gonna break it down. We're gonna go over all the participants, and we're gonna give you our top 3 that are going through
Mhm,
to the tournament final or to the tournament or
mhm,
into the semifinals, block finals, and then tournament finals. We're gonna give it all to you. We're gonna quickly go through all the blocks. We're kicking up A block right there, the beautiful A block.
mhm,
I'm enjoying it. Shota Umino.
mhm.
Shota Umino, coming back from a hip injury, and yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I feel like he's gonna be a bit of a spoiler in this tournament. I feel like he's gonna be that guy, because look at the other people that he's in this tournament with. That's
Mhm.
gonna be this is a strong block. Was I had trouble with this block. Like, block B for me was pretty easy.
Yeah,
Block was a big question mark for me, and I took some time to kind of figure this one out. I'm happy to hear that Shota's on the road to recovery. He's going to be back in time for it. That makes me happy to hear. Um, I look forward to seeing what he does.
me too. I have. We'll talk about this later in the show, but I have quite high hopes for Shota Umino in this tournament and where he's going to finish in this tournament to really show
Mm,
off and elevate this kid to really show what he is.
interesting, interesting.
We have the current
Uh-huh.
IWGP heavyweight champion. Thank God it's Tetsuya Naito and not John Moxley here.
You know what padre pides pierdo sante.
I
Ah,
expect I expect Naito to have a good tournament, but I
mhm,
don't. I'm not calling him into the finals.
okay.
Personally, I'm not
I
putting
think
him
he's
there.
gonna have some great matches. He's gonna
Oh
have
yeah.
some banger matches, because this again, this block is it's kind of all over the place for me. But yeah, great competitors in this one for him. I feel like he's gonna have we're gonna see the classic Naito mind games come out, I
Mhm.
think, this tournament.
I think the match I'm looking forward to most for him in this block is Zack Sabre Jr. Just because the
Mm,
last couple times they've faced off in G1s, there was a year Sabre put him out injured. They
mhm,
did get a
mhm,
rematch off that. Again, I love seeing those two square off, and just the
mhm,
different thing is I think yeah Sabre put him out injured, and then Naito came
mhm,
back and beat him like super quick in the rematch.
mhm.
So I want to see them have a good quality like 15 to 20 minute G1 match.
Yeah, what's interesting about this block is that there's a lot of people in it that have a lot of history with Tetsuya Naito. You
Mhm.
got Sonata, you got Evil, you got Shota Umino was a young boy for him, idolized him. He freaking modeled his look after Naito, for goodness sake. Got the
Mhm.
history with Zack Sabre Jr. You just got so much history of people who just want to beat the holy heckin' crap out of him. I think he's going to have a great tournament. But yeah, I agree. I don't think he's going to be winning this one.
No, I don't. Honestly, I don't have him placed even into the playoffs because he's in the G1 tournament, but I don't have him going.
Mhm.
Personally, I don't have him going into the top 3 into the playoffs. I really don't.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a very particular kind of, what's the word, theme that I'm going for in mind based on comments made by El Presidente,
Mhm.
earlier in the year. So yeah. Yeah, I
I,
agree.
I I I was thinking about that, and then I made a change up today.
I saw
Yeah,
that, yeah, I
yeah.
saw that.
So we have Shingo Takagi, one of the other veterans in this tournament, who I think again he's going to be a guy that comes in, has baller ass matches with people. But again, as much as I love this man, he's not a he's not going to the G1 finals. He's not winning it.
Mm,
Again, it's sad to say that he's not past his prime, but I think he's
mm.
past what Tanahashi is looking for.
Unfortunately, I have to agree with you on that. However, I do disagree. Um, are we talking about who are we gonna talk about our choices and stuff after?
We'll give her choices, but yeah, again, I just don't put him. I'm not saying he's. I don't think he's going to the final where the A block as the A block recipient or participant as like the
Okay.
representative from A block in the actual finals. I don't see him
Oh,
going.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
No, I unfortunately don't either. Um, but I do think that he is going to do very well and get very, very far in this tournament. We'll talk about our choices later in when
Yeah,
we get through A block here. Yeah.
yeah. I still think he's going to have a baller ass tournament though.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We have the charisma vacuum in Sonata. So we know this man is going to have a good tournament. This
Mhm.
company keeps wanting to push this charisma vacuum. I get it. The look is great, but it just I don't understand it.
The look is great and the wrestling is great. Like, just aesthetically speaking, he looks great. In-ring capability. He performs so great. There's something missing.
Hmm.
And I just can't figure out what it is. And maybe it's that he doesn't say much. Maybe that's my problem. We need Taka around more. Mr. Waterbender himself to come in here and start doing what he did for Zack Sabre Jr.
Hmm.
Because before Zack Sabre Jr. was really talking to the crowd in Japanese, that was Taka's job. Taka was Zack Sabre Jr.'s mouthpiece in Suzuki-gun. I feel like he should probably start doing this for Sonata to give him, I don't want to say credibility, but to give him something, give him anything. Maybe that's what we're missing.
Yeah, it could. It really could be because again, Sonata is great. It's just there's something there that every time I watch him and he's trying to do like I just don't care. I lose all care. The matches he has are absolutely phenomenal. Look at him and Jungle Boy at Forbidden Door. Was it last year?
Yeah.
Tremendously in ring match, but both men were just bland as
Both
hell.
of them are missing that same thing that it's just, what is it that Jack Perry found in House of Torture?
I don't know,
Do
but
we
it
need do we need to send Sonata to House of Torture?
uh, maybe maybe he just needs his beard back.
No. 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 Remember when he dyed it blonde to match his stupid blonde hair? No. No. Next participant. Oh, flashbacks.
Right there.
Yeah.
Great Ocon, baby, from the United representing the United Empire. First man in the A block to be representing this team.
Mhm,
Again, I have high hopes for this man in this tournament. I think he's going to
mhm,
he's been on an upswing in this tournament. I
mhm,
feel that he could really I think he's going to have his best G1 that he's ever
mhm.
had. I do see him winning? No. But he's gonna have the
No,
best G1 he's ever had.
I agree. I agree. I think we're gonna see an evolution of him to see even more of that adaptation that he has that makes him so brilliant and so good in the ring. It's nice to see him with that KOPW title.
Mhm.
It's my least favorite title in this company, but I feel the best person to give it credibility right now.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that.
Mhm,
Yeah. We move on. My heart, Zack Sabre Jr., my boy. This man he's stated in interviews that if he doesn't win this G1, he considers himself a failure. That he doesn't get the Wrestle Kingdom spot. He or not failure, but he's saying he's I don't remember the actual wording, but he's saying he's can't live up to what he should be if not by not winning a G1. And I have such high hopes for this man. I think I want him to win this tournament so badly, but I don't know if he can.
especially in this block. He has I mean, we've seen him do very, very well against these big guys, but
Mm-hmm.
it just seems like there's a lot of big guys in this block. Like, there's a lot of big guys in Block B too. Don't get me wrong, but it's just like him and Tetsuya Naito. They've had some pretty good battles. Greedo Khan That's a big guy and a smart guy. You know, he's not, I don't think he's gonna be Zack Sabre Jr.'s level smart. But when you combine that big and smart, I mean, we've seen Cobb and Sabre Jr., like how he struggles with Jeff Cobb. You know, Ocon is gonna be that same struggle. And you wanna bet your booty that Jeff Cobb's gonna be in his ear giving him advice on how to combat. You like that one?
Bet your booty.
Yeah, this is going to be a hard block for Zack Sabre Jr. to come through. To be honest, like if that's what the goal is right now, and that's what he's saying, I mean, I hope he does win it. Then I don't want to. I don't know if I want to see TMDK headed by sad Zack Sabre Jr.
Sad Zach. Oh,
Yeah,
just sitting at a signing table all alone, being all sad.
sad Sabre, sad Sabre. We don't want to see sad Sabre. We want to see happy Sabre.
All I can think of is sad Virgil now, just sitting alone at that
Yeah,
table.
we don't want that. We don't
No,
want
I
that.
don't.
Sabre Jr.
No, I don't want Sabre sitting alone at a table.
No.
But I would love for him to come to Edmonton, but
that would be nice.
That would make my life, Spencer, or Harlan, whichever can do it. War Ready, the crazy, the unpredictable, the complete psychopath, and the NJPW strong champion, Gabe Kidd. This man is a pure wild card. He could break brackets this year. Like I foresee him doing a lot in this tournament, but I don't know if he's a finalist, but he's a bracket. I think he's a bracket breaker. Like he could have this just crazy run in this tournament.
Oh, 100%. You're gonna shut the door on him and he's gonna just go plow right through it. There's no shutting the door on this guy right now. He is on fire, absolute fire. And he's making quite the name for himself all over the place. Everywhere he goes, he's just running his mouth. He is making it impossible to ignore him. That's what you want in a wrestler. More importantly, that's what you want in a champion. Yeah, 100%. He's gonna freaking blow this tournament out the water.
Yeah, like it's gonna be interesting to see what he does, and I'm hoping we get a Gabe Kidd this year that's in there to have matches and not screw himself out of wins like he did last year. He screwed himself out of a lot of wins in pulling the crap that he did. I'm praying we get the Gabe Kidd we've been getting, this crazy psycho who's just gonna beat the piss out of you.
I agree. And like I feel like with Finley, with him on this tour, that will be capable.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. Because Finley seems to have this just demeanor. He doesn't have to say anything. He just has to look at the boys and they know exactly what it is that he wants them to do.
Yeah. So, making his G1 debut from representing pro wrestling, Noah, but he might be a New Japan guy in the near future because he just ended his stable of the good-looking guys. It's Jake Lee coming in here, and again, this is another guy who is a potential bracket breaker. And the fact that you don't know, Kaito Kiyomiya got booked like shit last year, where they might treat Jake Lee better and book him like a guy. I feel like he's gonna get booked better and get booked like a goddamn superstar.
Yeah. Well, and especially because like we're starting to see a lot of these crossover shows kind of happening with other companies. Noah is starting to lean a little bit more towards the WWE kind of end of things, aren't they? Whereas NJPW and AEW, pretty good buddies. So that being said, I feel like that disconnect from Noah is actually going to be more beneficial than harmful to Jake Lee. And I think that will definitely, especially with him coming in on the terms, most likely with Bullet Club. I assume he's going to come in and step right in there with Gabe Kidd, David Finlay, and just be kind of that guy, have that immediate kind of, I want to say safety, but like it's Gabe Kidd, so I don't know how safe you are. But that being said, I do agree. I think he's going to be booked like an absolute beast, especially being again in the same block as his newfound buddy, Mr. Tetsuya Naito.
That's going to be an insane rematch. Ugh.
Yes.
The downside to it all, Evil.
What a majestic photo, though. Like, look at the quality of that picture.
Yeah.
That looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
Now he's a fucking tool, but
yeah, I think Evil's going to be a fall guy. He's going to have some wins, don't get me wrong, but I don't like he's going to be I think he's going to be that 50-50 level guy in this tournament. Like he's going to get a few wins, but he's going to take a few losses. Like
shenanigans.
Yeah.
He's going to have a little dick following him around, flopped up over his shoulder. And that's going to be a problem. But I feel like it's not going to be a big problem. I feel like it's going to be a detriment only to a certain extent. Like there's a lot of big ball players in this block. So that being said, like I don't consider House of Torture Bullet Club affiliates. I know that they are, but I don't consider them as such. Just because when was the last time any of them worked together?
It's true.
Like they might be working undercards somewhere, but as far as I'm concerned, House of Torture is not Bullet Club. They don't even have the same freaking thing. They stole the poi. So like, congrats, you stole from a freaking fairy. Good job, guys. That being said, though, I don't feel that, with his meeting with Gabe Kidd is going to be a problem. I don't feel his meeting with Jake Lee is going to be a problem. But like Sonata, that Dick Togo is going to get involved in that. With Shota Umino, there's going to be shenanigans with that. Like
Naito.
there's going to be, Naito, there's going to be shenanigans. Like there's going to be shenanigans. But I don't think that the shenanigans are going to be paying off for them. I feel like this is going to be a tournament where the shenanigans are going to maybe be more counterproductive than helpful, which I hope is the case because,
Yeah. I don't want to see this guy go far in this tournament.
Me neither.
And finally, United Empire's young guy. It's Callum Newman, one of the youngest men to ever enter this tournament. He is the second youngest behind the current Andrade to enter this tournament because Andrade was a little bit younger than him when he entered G1 for the first time. So Newman is one of the youngest to ever enter this tournament.
Cool. Like one could say he's the youngest of this era of NJPW. One could say.
Yep.
Yeah. I feel like this is the wild card for this block. I feel like Newman's going to play upset to a few things, and I feel like it's going to be glorious. Like I feel like Evil is going to fall to the Empire in this, and it's going to be tremendous because because Newman is so creative with the things that he does in that ring. He very much reminds me of our local Son of Irish. Is just so good, so quick, so sassy about it too. And also, I want to say a little bit cocky because he's good and he frickin' knows it.
100%.
He absolutely knows what he's capable of. He's going to be a great spoiler in this tournament. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, me too. And again, I don't see them doing the only gets 1 or 2 wins kind of deal with him.
No.
I feel like he's going to get a few, not a finalist kind of wins, but a good middle of the pack kind of player in this tournament.
100%.
Yeah. So moving over to the B block, we're going to quickly go through the participants for there, and then we'll give you our picks. El Fantasmo making his return to the G1. I guess he's there every year, but yeah. Again, just the guy who I think will do a lot of great things in here, but again, is a middle of the pack 50-50 style, 50-50 level wrestler in this tournament.
I have to agree. He's going to give us some good stuff. Because he's been, especially now, he's kind of trying to, I think, find himself with the exit of Tama Tonga, and Tongaloa.
And Hikuleo gone too.
Yeah, and the Hickaman gone. R.I.P. R.I.P. God. Oh, it's unfortunate. So he's going to be kind of, I think this is going to be his wading through the water kind of thing, figuring out where he's going to fit in next kind of thing, because, where does El Phantasmo fit in? He's very much beloved by the crowd now. It would be silly for him to to go heel. I was gonna say face. He is face. He's a very beloved face by the crowd. The crowd absolutely loves him. If he was to turn on him, it would break their hearts. We've had enough heartbreak in NJPW this year, Mr. Phantasmo. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where this G1 takes him, and if he'll make maybe any new friends.
It's very possible.
Mhm.
We have the most veteran person in this tournament. He's the oldest man in the tournament this year at 45 years old. It's Hiroki Goto. Again, I love Goto. I think he is a phenomenal wrestler when he's on his own, doing his own thing. I think this dude's even better than when he's with Yoshihashi. But again, he's going to be a middling player in the block. I don't see him winning to get into the finals or into the playoffs. I see him being just a middle of the road guy here. Take some wins, take some losses, play spoiler to somebody.
Yeah.
But that's what he's here for.
What I think I'm looking forward to the most in this tournament is Goto versus Hinare.
Rematch.
That is just, yeah.
No, not rematch. I'm thinking of
From last year's G1, isn't it?
Yeah, but yeah, that's a rematch from last year's. I think so. But just to see those two smash at each other is gonna be so good.
Yeah, especially with the incredible growth that Hinari has had in the last little while, the new arsenal of moves that he has. It would be interesting to see how the veteran Goto is able to kind of, tangle with those or adapt to those if he can.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what Goto does in this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Yota Tsuji, man, this guy is going to have a hell of a tournament. This dude is going to. I think he's going to run the table. It's a very strong possibility this man runs the table. I could see him going a perfect 9-0 this year in this tournament because, again, Tanahashi is behind this kid. I think Tanahashi is going to get behind this kid. That kid, he's 31, but
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. Of this group of young boys that has come back in the four Musketeers, Narita, Umino, Yuyomura, this guy, I've been very much on the Yota Tsuji train. He's come back with just such a unique styling that I feel is just so genuinely unique to his own self and character that sets him apart from all the other guys who have very obviously modeled themselves after somebody who already exists. With Narita, I felt he was very much a carbon copy when he came back, especially Katsuyori Shibata, which is not a problem. I love Shibata and Shibata's wrestling. It's just you're Ren Narita, you're not Shibata. Show us who Ren Narita is. And now we're seeing that. Same thing with Mura. He's very much modeled himself after Sonata. I don't know why, but he's modeled himself after Sonata. And that's the comparisons I feel are a detriment to Yumura. Shota Umino is just like a melting pot of everybody. I agree. I feel like Yota Tsuji here is kind of like the guy that should be placed on top there. And it upsets me that he's already had two, opportunities at a really big title and hasn't gotten them. And I do know also he won the New Japan Cup already earlier and cashed in on that, was in a losing effort. But I feel like he has worked so hard and has shown so much just consistency and also improvement that he should be rewarded in this G1 as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree. The other charisma vacuum in this tournament, Yuri Mura, looking like he's trying to take a shit.
Maybe hold it in. Fisting. Whenever he is, he's fisting hard.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
I I feel like he's gonna get more wins than he should, but I don't. I don't get it. I don't get it with this kid. I don't see it. I don't see what people see in him. I just don't.
I mean, he does seem to have a willingness. He has that
Hmm.
golden retriever, I think is what the kids are using nowadays, energy, where he's ready and willing to do everything and just do it with a smile on his face. Not this smile, but he there is something about him that I just it's not the same as Sonata though. With Sonata, I really enjoy his in-ring performance. With Yumura, I don't. There's
Hmm.
something about what he is it's not how, because how he does everything is very picture perfect. But I think it's just that it doesn't have a flair on it. It's literally just the move, I think is what my problem is. It doesn't feel like it has any luster. It doesn't feel like it has any personality. It's literally just the move.
Yep.
And yeah, I feel it's a detriment to his character. I feel like if we talk too much more about it, that I'm going to lose interest in talking about it.
Jeff Cobb, this guy. While I don't see him winning this tournament, I think he's going to have a really good run in this. I think they're going to have him take a couple strategic losses in this tournament
Mhm,
to set up challengers for that TV title in the fall. To maybe headline or help fill out the Capital Collision. Maybe one of the people who beats him gets a shot of Capital Collision. Somebody for King of Pro Wrestling, maybe something pretty just for one of the tours in the fall to help
right?
really bolster a show. I think there's going to be a couple losses, but I still think the guy does really well. But you're going to set up
Yeah,
a couple good challengers for him.
yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think that I think he's going to be pretty high on the card, but I don't
Mm-hmm.
think he's going to be high enough to be into the semifinals or finals for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, that would be a very smart way for them to do that because then it could set up a few title opportunities or matches for him. And I think that it's a really great idea, especially being that those matches are free. And especially with them doing a lot of crossover shows now, it would be very, very intelligent for them to start having him, especially, you defend that title quite regularly.
I agree. And again, I think there's somebody in this tournament that crossover is everything for one of the losses I think he's taking in this. We'll talk about it when we get to him.
Oh,
But talking about what his tag team partner Henare, the man who is now 1 year into having that awesome face tattoo.
yes. I
Yeah.
love it. I
Mm-hmm.
love it. You know
Mm-hmm.
what's really funny is when you start to see him with a little bit of facial hair with it.
Oh, it's kind of cool actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But
What do you
again,
think about this one?
he is going to have a hell of a tournament. But
Mhm,
again, I see, being that he is the current Never champion, I see him taking, again, like Jeff Cobb, taking strategic losses in this
mhm,
tournament to set up challengers for the fall and maybe to set up whoever his Wrestle Kingdom opponent could be for that Never
mhm,
title. I don't see him going to the semis or finals personally,
mhm,
but I think he has an incredible ability to set up some great stuff for what the rest of his year leading into Wrestle
mhm,
Kingdom with this tournament.
mhm, mhm. I think this is gonna be the same thing that you said for, I think you said Gabe Kidd in the A block. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like he's gonna run this block, but he's going to be, as you said, very strategic about it. I feel like he's gonna be spoiler to a few people. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like he is that guy to play the spoiler also because of that never open title um, championship that he has. But yeah, yeah, I actually think he's going to be one of the bigger spoilers in this one. I have a couple people who I think are going to be spoilers in each block, and I feel like Canary is going to be one of the biggest ones in this one, just because I
Yeah,
feel like he does also even though he already does have the never title, I feel like this is going to be a tournament where he's going to feel he needs to prove himself and prove why he has that title.
I agree.
Mhm.
We have the current IWGP Global Champion, the man who was holding this company down. It's David Finlay. Again, this man, it's another guy who is going to have an incredible run with, I think, strategic losses again to set up his fall with that championship, with his global championship. There's going to be a couple strategic losses to certain people to set up banger matches for the fall.
I have to agree. I think he's going to do very well in this tournament, though. He's going to do so well. I feel like he's the person to really watch in this tournament because he went from being incredible evolution we've seen of him since he's become the leader of the Bullet Club. Because when he first came in, he was exactly what the War Dogs like namesake way. He was feral, he was chomping at the bit, he was angry. Then we saw him take this very reserved, almost backseat direction kind of role. And then we saw the clash with Will Ospreay and John Moxley in the United Empire showdown. And now we see him back to this almost like calm, like cool, collected until he doesn't need to be kind of person. And then he just becomes unhinged again. It's a bit, I feel like it'll be like a flip of the coin on which David Finlay we're going to get on what night, and depending on who he faces. And I feel like he's going to be a massive deciding factor in this block in particular.
Oh yeah, I think he plays a big part going into this tournament. We have the other member from House of Torture in this tournament, Ren Narita, who I see doing better than Evil does in A block.
I agree.
But again, he's going to take a lot of losses just from shenanigans, I have a feeling.
Yeah, again, as I mentioned, I feel like the shenanigans are going to be counterproductive to these guys in this tournament. They have been, we've had the tournaments where they've been super, super helpful, but like now we're starting to see with the Super Juniors, especially, the shenanigans are starting to not pay off. And even in the cup, shenanigans are not paying off. So I feel like there are going to be shenanigans. I feel like Kanemaru is probably going to be in Narita's corner. Kanemaru or Show, one of the two. I wonder if Show is maybe bulking up for a bodybuilding thing though, because he was looking pretty jacked at the end of the Super Juniors there.
Yeah, he was.
Anyway, yeah, I feel like it's again counterproductive for House of Torture. They're gonna have to reevaluate the shenanigans.
Yeah, the push-up bar is not going to help win a lot of matches this year, I don't think. Konosuke Takeshita from AEW and DDT. This was the name that I was going to say is a strategic loss that Jeff Cobb is going to take because I guarantee you they're going to want to do something with AEW on AEW TV. Konosuke Takeshita versus Jeff Cobb in a TV title match. And I think it's going to happen on AEW television. Maybe at a pay-per-view. It may be on like a 0 hour, maybe at pay-per-view. I don't know. Maybe it's all in. Maybe it's all out because all else 2 weeks after, all in. But it's literally 2 weeks apart. Last year it was a week apart. But I could see him being one of Cobb's losses.
Yeah, I actually, I see Takeshita doing very, very well in this tournament. Partially because he is just that damn good, but also partially because of that stupid little sticker over his head.
Mm-hmm.
We know how Tony likes to bribe people to get certain things. John Moxley. So I definitely feel like again, he actually has a crap ton of talent though. He is one of my favorite guys on AEW, and that's saying a lot because there's not a lot that brings me into AEW. But he is one of the things that I love watching in AEW. I also am really enjoying DDT. So that's probably why. But that AEW branding is going to be a big helper, I think, in pushing him through the tournament. But it'll be still fun to see what it is that he does because he has this just fun, unique styling that just makes his matches so entertaining. The biggest thing is that we don't need to see the phallus with him.
Mm-hmm. That's true. But again, the man might appear. We don't know.
No, he's not Joe Hendry.
Imagine if he just popped up on screen right now. You
Just pops up over top of the freaking chair. I'd be like, "Huh!"
And then finally, it's the 1/3 of the Never Open Weight 6-man tag team champions. It is
Oh,
Bull
I forgot
Noleg
about that.
entering his first ever G1. Again, he, like Gabe Kidd, is he is my wild card for the B block outside, and
Mhm.
Hanare too. But this man is a wild card for this book. It's like, I don't know how you book him. This man is a current champion. They are very behind this man.
Mhm.
Obviously,
Mhm.
does he have this weird ride where he looks like a superstar the entire tournament, or does he play the young lion world of taking a bunch of losses? We don't know. That's the weird thing with him.
I feel like he's going to be on the higher end of that mid. I feel like he's going to play a lot of like a spoiler to a few people, but I also feel like he's going to get a genuine good push and we're going to start to see what it is that he's going to eventually mold into. I'm also just crossing my fingers and hoping that day one, G1, he comes out for his match to music and with gear. Because god dang, you guys, he's got a championship. He's now in the B block of the G1. Let him graduate.
Yeah, even if it's he's just in his Kazakhstani colors and has the Kazakhstani national anthem for his entrance, that's fine. Give us something entertaining, something more than young boy Bull
Yeah.
Noleg.
Yeah, because like again, we always make the comparison to Brock Lesnar. He really is, I would say, a charismatic Brock Lesnar because he certainly seems to have more charisma and personality. Because we have seen him do some little I would say goofier, hokey shit when he's worked with Yano in the past, when he's worked with Taguchi
Mhm.
in the past. Like he's willing and he's done it with a straight face, either because he didn't know that it was goofy or maybe that's just how stoic he is when he's in there. But like we know that he has this personality. Brock just had the black trunks for a really long time and the black like boots, and it was fine. It worked for him. But he also had the mouthpiece in Paul Heyman
Mhm.
that kind of made that work for him. And Bolton doesn't have that right now. He doesn't have
No.
Tanahashi, El Presidente, following him around talking to the people because he's got
Yeah.
other things to Presidente. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I'm hoping for something just new and flashy than him just running down to the ring and being like, "Bah."
Yeah, me too. So, this is how the playoffs are this year. We have 3 people advancing into the playoffs from each block. Then you will have the second and third place from A block face off to see whoever wins that will face the first place from A block. And then we'll move to the finals and the same thing over on the B block side. So, I don't have graphics set up, but I'm going to give my picks for who's my top 3 on each block, and then Mel will do the same for hers. My top 3, block A, Shota Umino is my number 1. Zack Sabre Jr. is my number 2. And Jake Lee is my number 3. I made some edits over the last day or so since I sent you my initial list. I made a couple edits. Who are your A blocks?
So my A block is Shingo Takagi.
In which place?
Okay, so the semifinal match that I had is Takagi versus Gabe Kidd.
Okay.
So
Who's your other one then? Who is automatically in first place?
Well, I feel like Gabe Kidd is going to be the automatic first placer.
So he's not in your first match.
I'm trying to figure out which. I just wrote down the 3 people. I didn't figure this part out. So my move through is going to be Gabe Kidd. I would
Okay.
like to see Shingo Takagi and Jake Lee, and
So
then move on to Gabe Kidd and Shingo.
Okay, so you have Gabe Kidd as your number 1. You had
Yes.
Shingo Takagi or Jake Lee as your number 2 and 3.
Yes.
And you have Shingo Takagi winning your A block semifinal. So my semifinal.
No, my semifinal winner is Gabe Kidd.
Okay, so who's he facing in that semifinal?
Shingo Takagi.
Oh, Shingo Takagi and Gabe Kidd wins to go face Jake Lee.
Sure. Like, no, I want Gabe Kidd to go on and face the finals.
No, because you have to remember the first. You have your top 3 for each block. See on the screen,
Yes.
1, 2, 3, and 2, 3 have to face off to get to face your winner.
Yes, that's why I'm saying number 1 is Gabe Kidd. Number 2 and 3 is Shingo, and Jake Lee with Shingo winning.
So you'll have Shingo versus Gabe Kidd in the A block final.
Yes.
So my semifinal is Zack Sabre Jr. versus Zack Sabre Jr. in 2, Jake Lee in 3. And my winner of that is Zack Sabre Jr. to go on and face Shota Umino in the A block final. So your B block. Who is your top 3 in your B block?
My top 3, my go through is Yota Tsuji.
So he is your number 1.
Mm-hmm.
He's in that lone spot on the right.
Yes.
And who is your 2 facing in your B block semifinal to face Jake Lee or to face Yota Tsuji? Sorry,
David Finlay, and I almost said the wrong thing. That would have been politically incorrect. Konosuke Takeshita.
Okay, and out of those 2, who wins that match to go on to face Yota Tsuji?
David Finlay.
David Finlay. So David Finlay versus Yota Tsuji is your A block final. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, do you see what I have there, though, my friend?
A lot of youth.
Well, not even that. Los Ingobernables versus Bullet Club in both finals.
That's actually pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So the way I have my B block set, I have Yota Tsuji running the table, going 9-0 in this tournament. That is my pick. Jeff Cobb coming in 2nd, with David Finlay coming in 3rd. Like, just gets inched out by Jeff Cobb going into 3rd place. But my B block semifinal is Jeff Cobb versus David Finlay, with David Finlay coming out victorious over Jeff Cobb.
Interesting.
Yeah. So Mel's A block final is Gabe Kidd versus Shingo Takagi. Right? And you have
Gabe Kidd versus Shingo Takagi. Yeah. Sorry.
And you have Gabe Kidd Gabe Kidd going through to the G1 final, right?
Yeah.
Oof. So I've got for my A block final is Shota Umino versus Zack Sabre Jr. And my A block representative for TMDK is Zack Sabre Jr. He is beating Shota Umino in the A block final. So Mel Ball. We both have the same B block final in Yota Tsuji versus David Finlay.
We have good taste.
I think we both know who each other picked to go to the finals. I think we're picking the same person.
Pretty much.
I'm picking Yota Tsuji.
Hell yeah.
All right. So your G1 Climax Finals, the final night on August 18th, it's going to be headlined by Gabe Kidd representing the A block versus Yota Tsuji representing the B block.
Could you imagine that match? Could you just imagine the chaos that they would create, what they could do?
Okay.
So good.
Who's your winner? Gabe Kidd versus Yota Tsuji. Who is it?
I want to see Yota Tsuji. I want to see Yota Tsuji take it. I want to see him be a cup winner and a G1 winner the same year. I want to see him get that Wrestle Kingdom spot. And I want to see Tetsuya Naito being on the other side of the ring for it. And I want to see him finally take his rightful place atop of not only New Japan, but Los Ingobernables de Japón.
Yeah, that's a great spot. And I'll admit,
Mm.
that was what I had in my head before today.
Oh.
My G1 final from the A block is Zack Sabre Jr. And from the B block is Yota Tsuji. I was reading this up about Zack Sabre Jr. and it put me, and I know there's a youth push, but just the way Sabre's talking.
Whatever you're touching, it's messing with your mic. Stop touching it.
I'm sorry. I apologize. Going with Zack Sabre Jr. to beat Yota Tsuji. The man can go to Wrestle Kingdom and maybe become the IWGP champion. But
I wouldn't be mad about that.
But I don't know if Naito's the person he's facing there. I feel like there could be a fall title switch.
Ooh. I mean, stranger things have happened.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
True.
It could be. It could very well be. Good picks. Good picks, my friend. What do we do? What do we do?
We'll see. We'll see. I feel like you have the better chance of being right than me, but I'm pulling a Melball and picking with my heart.
I mean, Melball also picked with her heart, and we see where that gets her.
Yeah, but your heart could very much get you a win this year. My heart
is apparently up for play in the fall.
I'm pulling a Melball in her Kenta. I'm pulling a Kenta here. I'm doing. That's where I feel with Sabre. I'm like, I can't pick against him. Melball's always picking Kenta for some reason. I'm picking Sabre. I just can't
because my
pick
taste in men is a form of self-harm. That's why.
But we have come to the end of another episode of NJPW Puroresu Review / Japanese Wrestling Update. You can find me on the X at That Canada Guy, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads at That Canada Did. You can find me on Facebook at Andre Melville Wrestling Talk and YouTube.com / Andre and Melville Wrestling Talk in the comics. Check our friends out at BAM Weekly over on Facebook. Check them out and keep notified for when their stuff comes back. And that's where our audio of all of our Japanese wrestling content will end up. You can find me right here if you're watching Japanese Wrestling Update or over on the Twitch and the YouTube at youtube.com / our local establishment or our local establishment on twitch.tv. You can find me this coming Wednesday with my boy Old Ed as we review, I think it's Deadpool. The Deadpool?
You might want to figure that out.
Yeah, I can't remember which one we're doing. Might be Ant-Man. Oh, Ant-Man. We're doing Ant-Man. Deadpool's coming 2 weeks after. Sorry. So we are reviewing Ant-Man, I'm fairly sure. We're reviewing something on the MCU Rebound. And then coming up later on that weekend, you'll find me, Old Ed, and Mark from Mark Talks Wrestling, and another special guest as we review Deadpool and Wolverine, either Saturday afternoon / evening or sometime on Sunday after Bobby's show is over. So,
yes. That's going to be great.
One more quick shout out. YouTube.com / @backbreakervideo, Twitch and YouTube.com / @backbreaker_gaming for all of Mike the Ref's great content where he simulcasts our stuff. You can find him on twitch.tv / Mike the Ref for all his live content. Melball, where can they find you?
If you're wanting to follow Melball, you can follow her on the X thing at Collins Melball. You can follow her on everything else. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Mastodon, and Blue Sky at Melball. You can also find me on this show, our local establishment programming, Japanese Wrestling Update, every Friday at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. unless it's not. And then we will let you know. The next episode, I believe, is also going to be pre-recorded. Yes, because we're going to be attending LPW. Are we not? Yeah,
Yes, we
yeah.
are.
So that'll be fun. Got Smiley Kylie Ray for that show, isn't it? Or is that the next show?
No, Smiley Kylie Ray. That's on.
Yay!
Yay!
Makes me happy.
And there's a big announcement coming out today on Friday from LPW about.
I know what it is already.
I know, I do too. Peggy told me.
I know. Peggy told me too.
Yay!
Love it. Anyway,
Love
I'll look at the we did. Yeah. No, I think I'm done with that one. You can also find me on Astro Pizarro's YouTube channel where we do our show, Ladies Wrestling Showcase. We just did a show last week where we talked all about the Mercedes and Stephanie Valkyrie match at Forbidden Door, as well as Mina Shirakawa and Tony Storm. So go check that out to hear all about that. If you're wanting to watch NJPW, we will leave a link in the description box below. It is njpwworld.com. It is, I don't remember the yen, but it works out to 10 Canadian. Shadow Sean Spears. But it's actually more like, I believe, Andre. Oh, whoa. Whoa. Am I having a stroke?
Nope.
$14.50, according to that guy over there. It's still an amazing price to watch some amazing professional wrestling. Andre, my trusted friend and Colin, do you have anything else to say to the beautiful people?
I just want to thank y'all so much for showing up, whether it's on, if you're watching on Japanese or an update, thank you so much for showing up there. If you're watching on Andre Mobile Wrestling Talk for New Japan Puroresu Review, thank you so much for showing up there. You can find me and Mel. Thanks for all the support. If you're on our YouTube, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below, share us out to your friends, family, and just all the wonderful Godcats that exist in the world. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be alerted every time we drop a new video.
Ding dong.
Godcat.
Godcat. That's what I thought you said.
Yep. If you're watching stuff on Netflix, you know what I'm talking about.
I do not have Netflix. No, I have Prime. Sorry. That's what it is. That being said, I am your Malbal. Over there is Andre. We will see you next time. Adios.
Ready to fight, ready to go, that's my fighting word. Taking chances, the gift that just gets